upstream companies are standing out, and that is because crude oil prices have surged back, almost hitting the $70 mark. Tata Motors, again a beaten down stock, is the second best performer on the index, ONGC being the first one. But there is clearly some amount of interest coming back in the real estate sector. We've seen that happen. In fact, investor conferences are witnessing some very good interest from the investor community. Just yesterday, Systematics held one investor conference purely focused on real estate and construction sector, and saw a good response. So we'll talk about Suntech Realty. That's the management which is joining us from the sideline of that investor conference from Systematics. Sumesh Mishra, President and the CEO of Business Development and Strategy at Suntech Realty, is here. Sumesh, thank you very much for joining us on the show. There's a clear trend emerging that, in fact, some sort of a divergence between residential and the rental space. Rentals doing much better, of course. Do you see that divergence continue, or you see residential side of the real estate sector also coming back on track gradually?
So, with the way the economy has grown and the way businesses have grown in the recent years, obviously that translates into demand for commercial spaces, and that's the reason you have seen good demand on the commercial segment or the commercial side of the real estate. And with more and more corporates and large financial institutions, expanding, you have seen the demand on the commercial side. So we see that with the growth and with the way the economy is flourishing, we believe that the commercial will continue to do well. In the residential segment, obviously you have to just break it down into various segments on what are the ticket sizes and what are the micro markets which are doing well. So it is, once you have identified your micro markets well, I think, and positioning your product in the ticket size which, drives demand, I think residential perpetually or eventually, has the kind of demand which, it is always the evergreen, segment for real estate. It is just that in the recent few years, because of, slightly in few locations, the prices going very high, or maybe the ticket size not being right, the people have seen lesser demand. But I think now, there have been a lot of fence sitters over the last 1.5 years, and now, with the good brands clearly, positioning them well, and markets being, aware of who are the players who are, having a good execution capabilities and who have the, selling skill set. I think those brands will see, the real estate demand or residential side demand coming back. So, going forward, we see the residential demand to, catch up with the commercial demand, which has been, on the spurt in the last 2 years.
Hi, Sumesh. This is Mubina as well joining in. You recently concluded your 500 crore rupee QIP. How have you utilized the funds in terms of acquisitions?
So, we had done a QIP of about 500 crore rupees, plus there was a preferential allotment where the promoters put in about 150 crores. So we raised about 650 crore rupees, which, primarily will be used towards the growth capital. We were, as it is, sitting on very negligible debt. And with this, infusion of around 650 crore, as we speak, our adjusted net worth will be about 2,500 to 2,600 crore rupees, and a net debt of about 330 to 350 crores, which is virtually a very negligible debt. So what we intend to do is to use this towards few acquisitions maybe on a joint development basis, or few on a very selective basis, opportunistic acquisition. Plus, what we intend to do is to develop this commercial asset that we have identified in our Oshivara District Center project, which is in Goregaon West. So there we intend to develop about 2.6 million square feet of commercial asset, which can, draw a rental income of about 450 crore rupees on an annual basis. So one is that, and we have already done an acquisition on the affordable segment side, where we intend to develop aspirational homes in the mid-value home segment. So we have already done one acquisition, and we are looking at some selectively more opportunities, and capitalize on this in this cycle where a lot of distressed opportunities are available to us.
Talk to us about the Oshivara District Center project. It's quite a unique mixed-use property. What kind of a potential do you see here?
So, Oshivra District Center is a location which has been developed by the same authority, MMRDA, which has developed the Bandra Kurla complex project. So, after completing Bandra Kurla complex, now they are developing this zone, which is between Andheri Lokhandwala and Goregaon East. So, this is a very city-centric location, and this development which the MMRDA is developing is about spread across 160 acres. So, out of that 160 acres, we own about 23 acres. And we intend to develop this as a integrated township under the brand Suntec City. So after developing projects under our signature brand and Suntec and Signia brand, we are developing this under the Suntec City brand. So this will be a mixed use township of about 6 million square feet of development. And out of 6 million square feet, 3.4 million square feet is the residential segment. And then 2.6 million square feet will be commercial as well as some bit of retail and high street and some bit of entertainment. So that will complete the entire township, and which will also have some convenience shopping. So this is the a big project for us, and developed over 6 phases. Avenue 1 and Avenue 2, the first 2 phases of residential development are already under execution. And we are shortly, looking forward to launch another phase of residential as well as the commercial development. So hopefully in the next 1 or 2 quarters, we should be able to launch those projects as well.
And before we let you go, Sumesh, now your company has become a premium to affordable housing play, like a full service real estate operator. Talk to us about the affordable housing opportunity which you're trying to also, garner. What's the visibility there, and what's the size of potential you're eyeing for the company?
Yeah, starting with our BKC projects, where we were at the top of the pyramid, where, we were developing, and we have delivered projects at the top of the pyramid, and towards the, which were directed towards the HNIs or the ultra HNIs of the country and the city. Then we got into this ticket sizes of 1.5 to 2.5 crore rupees in the Suntec City project. So to complete the entire spectrum of real estate, we were looking at this particular segment in the affordable housing or the mid-income value housing segment, and also to capitalize on the the government's initiative on the affordable housing. We believe that this is one opportunity which we should grab with both hands, and that's why we went and acquired this land parcel. So this is a location called Naigaon, which is located between Borivali and Virar on the western suburb. So again, it meets our requirement of being present on the western line of MMR region, and to capitalize our brand presence in the western part of the Mumbai metropolitan region. So we essentially wanted to focus only on MMR, and this fits in well in our fundamental and our philosophy of being present within the MMR limits. And this is strategically located between Borivali and Virar. So we've been able to acquire this 100-acre of a land parcel. So again, this will be developed as a township, mixed-use township. And of course, it will be coming under the 5th brand. So after Signature and Signia and Suntec brand, and then we have Suntec City, this will be a 5th brand, which will be directed towards the aspirational segment. And we would want to provide top of the line, product for the affordable housing or the mid-value income housing.
All right, Sumesh, we'll let you go on that.